Hey there, Gerald Bass here. In today's video, I'm actually going to share with you how to go from underdog to building a big business. But before I get into it, make sure you hit that like button, make sure you hit that subscribe button, as I'm going to be dropping a lot more free videos just like this. Now with that said, let's get into talking about how to go from underdog to building a big business. If you don't know my story, I actually started off in the entertainment industry at 20 years old. I started off as an artist myself, and then I got into artist management, and then I started doing club promotion. When I first started off, I actually started off with a crew called MP, which was started by someone I actually grew up with named Rara. In the entertainment industry, he actually went by Young Capone, then he eventually changed his name to Rara, then Dope Boy Ra. He actually had a few record label situations and even artist management situations with Jermaine Dupri, Trident Entertainment, and also T.I. Me and Rara actually grew up together in the same neighborhood. We've been knowing each other since first grade. And when we got to high school, a crew was actually formed called MP with myself, Rara, and some of our homies that actually grew up around the way with us. So while in high school, I actually got into the marching band, which my homie Duran actually got me into. And not only that, I used to go to homecomings every single year for FAMU. Then a lot of my family graduated from there, so I always had a love for the band. And so while in high school as well, I started to learn more about music because I got into symphonic band and jazz band, and I started to educate myself more in the music industry. I looked up to people like Master P and Russell Simmons, and I also started to learn more about business. So as I continued to educate myself and also became closer with Duran, and we also brought on board another guy that went to high school with us named Mike. They both was actually great at rapping and making beats. And so we actually formed a group called the Atl Hardhat Squad, and I was still an artist with MP. But over time, Duran actually lost interest in the music industry, so it actually was just me and Mike moving forward. And a lot of the guys that were actually in MP with me started actually dropping out of high school and getting locked up due to the streets. I was the only one out the crew who actually went on to college, which was at FAMU, and at FAMU I actually was a part of the marching band, the symphonic band, and percussion ensemble. And while I was at FAMU, I continued to educate myself on music, and I actually marched with a guy named Sean Turner, who was pretty good at rapping himself. And so I invited him to actually join me and Mike in the Atl Hardhat Squad, and his name in the group was Tonio. And so I used to go home for summers, and during the summer pretty much we used to record and we would do shows. And I also was still recording with MP and pretty much going to shows with them because they pretty much just all jumped behind Rara as the main artist. One night, the biggest thing happened. So we actually had just did a show at this club called the Atrium in Decatur, Georgia, where I'm from. And this guy named Jason actually pulled me to the side and said he loved the show and he wanted to meet with us the next day down at Piedmont Park in Atlanta, Georgia. And he wanted to grab breakfast. So we met him the next morning down at Piedmont Park to eat breakfast at a location. And when he sat down, he said, "Man, I love the show." But he said, "Man, I see you." He pointed at me. He said, "I see you more than an artist. I see you as a CEO." Right? And not only did he tell me this, I had another guy named Cal that's actually a part of a group called Jagged Edge out of Atlanta. He saw us in the studio one night too, and he saw us recording in there, and he pulled me to the side and said the same thing. So I heard this from a couple of different people. And so he said, "Man, you should actually start an actual company, man, and do something similar like Master P." I was 20 years old at the time, but I told him, yeah, it makes sense though. And so I started the company, Hard Hitters Productions Incorporated. And at the time I brought on a couple of my homies from around the way, and they helped us with pretty much marketing and getting shows. And in the beginning stages, A lot of people didn't believe in us. A lot of people laughed at us. Even some of my homies that grew up around the way with me was laughing at us, didn't believe in us, talking behind our back in a negative way. But through all the laughter, all the non-believers, all the ridicule, we just kept our head down and kept grinding. So over time, I actually brought on other artists with hard hitters and producers because a lot of people were seeing our consistency, the noise we were making, and also what we were doing for the community. I actually used to host something every single year for the community I actually grew up in called Hard Hitters Day, where I actually had the community come out. Everybody ate good for free and just had a great time. And over time, I even let up-and-coming artists actually perform at Hard Hitters Day as well. As I started to bring on more artists and producers, and we were doing more shows and making a name for ourselves, I actually decided to go on my separate way from MP, which is I won't really discuss what happened there in this particular video. Some of them are still my homies to this day, no problems at all, but I just decided to go on and do my own thing. Once we created a movement and people started to know more about us, my guy named Smurf, who's actually from Decatur, I actually grew up with Smurf as well, he actually started to put us on big shows, and not only that, he actually introduced me to club promotions. And Smurf, me and him partnered together on club promotions, and for a whole year, I barely made any money. But once we actually figured it out with the club named Scores in Decatur that we was promoting at that time, pretty much Scores actually blew up. I mean, big crowds every single week. And so what ended up happening was from there, pretty much me and my team, we started to throw bigger parties at times with just our team. And also I partnered up with one of my guys named Easy as well. And we did big parties with like Future and Floyd Mayweather, Rick Ross, 2 Chainz, Yo Gotti, Waka Flocka, Too Short, and so many more. Once this happened, I had so many people reaching out to us, wanting to do business with us, even some of those who laughed at us in the beginning. So I made my exit in the entertainment industry as of 2013 due to changes in the industry as a whole and also just changes in the entertainment industry here in Atlanta as well. And then I got into network marketing, where in the beginning stages I struggled. People laughed at me and some of my homies with that in the beginning stages, but we eventually became a top producer organization, and I became a top earner in network marketing. And then from there, went on and started the Rise of the 1%, which is a consulting company where, believe me, in the beginning stages, it wasn't peaches and cream. A lot of people didn't believe in us, but now we have hundreds of thousands of dollars in success stories. We've done hundreds of thousands of dollars in our own business, and we're on a mission to create $1 billion in success stories over the next 3 years or less. Here's the thing. Some may not believe in you or whatever you may be pursuing at this time in the beginning. Some may laugh at you, some may ridicule you. No matter what, you have to keep pushing. The only way you lose is if you quit. So you gotta stay focused. You gotta continue to get better at your craft and keep pushing no matter what. Your why and your vision has to be bigger than what other people think about you, and then you will succeed. And then you will be able to go from underdog to being extremely successful in any area of your life and business. I hope you got value out of this video. Feel free to share this around with anyone else you feel could benefit. Also, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, as I'll be dropping a lot more videos just like this. And right now, if you're a black coach, consultant, course creator, or service-based business owner, and you're looking to scale your business to $20,000 to $50,000 a month in under 60 days without paid ads, there's actually a link to a free case study right below this video. Just click the link right below this video, and you'll get access to the free case study. And with that said, this is Gerald Bass with the Rise of the 1%. Have a great one on purpose.